Okay, we're going to see now. We have seen all the required ingredients. Now how we are going to go with, first we are going to learn the Python. Now Python is required means yes, because without Python we can't implement the data science. In fact, we should require only one language to implement the data science. So like we can use the Python or R or Lisp or Julia or Java, C++, all these things will be the ones which can use it. And Python is very flexible. I showed you on the other day how we can prepare a simple code in the simple way of preparing the model, how which is a 2 lines. That is because of the Python built-in libraries. That is the actual power of the Python. And they say that, guys, no one is near to that of Python. Maybe for at least for next 2 decades, the Python growth popularity will be going on like anything. That is, from now on, like at least till 2040, the Python growth will be like anything. So we can't say that Python will be like it is going to vanish in any near future. That is the things are framed up in such a way that it will flourish in next like it will dominate the market for at least next 2 years. Now in this, the first thing I want to let you know is we are going to learn the basic Python. Okay, very much basic Python we are going to learn it. First thing is like we are going to learn all the ingredients. Now if you want to learn a new language, so what we are going to do, we are going to learn all the small words, like how we can deal with these small words. So that is what we are going to learn it. This is a basic components of the language. Then afterwards, now in this we are going to learn it as basic as what is programming language, okay, what is variable, what is keywords, what is comments, okay, and what is like data types, what is we call it as operators. All these things we are going to learn it in the, now these are the basic, very much basic things you have to know if you want to start writing the coding. Now once you know this, guys, then what you are going to do it is we are going to start with the like core Python. What is a core Python is here where you will write the coding. Now here you learned all the required stuff. Now here you write the coding. What we are going to learn, the control flow statements. Under this control flow, we have the if condition. Now I strongly recommend that you should be perfect with the control flow statements, especially inline if. Okay, that is a single line if, or if comprehension we will call it as. Next one is while condition. While condition. Now next one is here for loop. Not while condition, while loop, for loop. Okay. And then we will see some interruptive statements. Now after this, we are going to look at the next set of things called as functions. We are going to learn the sequential data types. Now here we will have the list, tuple, set, dictionary. And dictionary advantage is the dictionary is a replica of the JSON. Now JSON is an international language which is used in all the different all the projects. Okay, JSON is a one of them. Now next after this, there is something called as functions. Now functions is important because these functions are where your style of writing the code will be different. Now till here the way you write the code is different. Here you will be concentrating on the reusability. Okay, and in this we are going to also learn the lambda function, and we are going to learn the map function. We are going to learn the reduce function and filter function. Now, these are very, very important from our data science prospects. So we will see the functions, we will see the reusability concepts, and then we are going to see all these things. After doing this, then we are going to deal with the files over here. In the files, here we are going to do some really amazing thing. Like we are going to deal with the text files. We are going to deal with the CSV files. Now all our data will be there in the CSV files, guys. And then afterwards, we are going to do the PDF files. And we are also going to look at the scraping over here. Scraping using either Selenium or Beautiful Soup. The Selenium, if you want to do it, we will do it at the last. But here we are going to show you the Beautiful Soup over here. I'm going to show you Beautiful Soup. Okay. Now this is a big advantage in your resume, guys. And after this, we are going to concentrate on the OOPS concepts. OOPS concepts, we are going to see the inheritance, polymorphism. We are going to see the encapsulation, and we are going to see the abstraction. And then we are also going to see the exception handling. We are going to see the regular expressions. And we are going to see the serialization. Now, we are not going to learn just for fun. Each and everything you are going to use it. This one you will use in the NLP very aggressively. Very aggressively you are going to use it. Now, exception handling is if you are getting any real in the real time scenario, if you are going to get it any exceptions, how you are going to deal with it, that we are going to learn it. Serialization is a one concept where we are going to make an object, and that object, the entire model, whatever we prepared, that we will make it in the form of object, and we can transfer it wherever we want it. Okay, that is the advantage of serialization with the OOPS. Now, this is all about the Python, and we, if possible, we will learn the decorators and all those things if the time permits. Not at the starting, we will be doing at the last. Now, this is the end of your Python, guys. Now, according to us, this should take a maximum of 1 week, and this should take not more than like maybe back 1 week or 10 days. And these files and OOPS like 1 week, and this exception handling like maybe around 2 or 3 days or something like that we will take. Overall, it should be done for us in next 3 weeks. This one we have done with 1 week. This 3 weeks to maximum 4 weeks, we should be finished with all the Python, guys. Once you are done with the Python, then we are going to jump into the NumPy and Pandas. We are going to jump into the NumPy and Pandas. And this NumPy and Pandas, after this, we are going to learn the statistics and then feature engineering. Now, once you are done, now this one will take easily 1 week time. This will take 3 days time. This 3 days. So you can take it as this is 2 weeks. And this you will take it 1 week. This will be finished with our 3 weeks. So maximum by 2 months, you will be done with all these things. Okay. And then we will be jumping into the machine learning. This machine learning, easily we will take it as 20 days, guys. 20 days. And then we are going to jump into the deep learning. This easily it will take it 20 days and 10 to 20 to 15 to 20 days, this one. And then whatever the left out things, we are going to do it. Like one is a time series. We are going to time series will not take more than 4 or 5 days, and clustering 2 to 3 days. And the AWS deployment, how we have to do it. Hadoop is the only one which may take again 10 days time for us. Apart from that, this from here, your machine learning and deep learning is done. After this, we are going to do all the patch up work, what is required for you. Like we are going to learn all the patch up work. And in the middle, there is an SQL, no SQL will be there. That we will be covering over the weekends, or we will pull it in the weekends and we will do it accordingly in the weekends or something like that. We will plan it. We will plan it accordingly and we will do it. And overall, the course will be finished from like maximum by 4 to 4.5 months. It should be done, guys. And if there is anything, maybe small thing will be left out, but maximum it will be done in this 4 to 4.5 months. Every like there will be real-time projects. Everything will be involved in this. Okay. Now let's start with our basic Python. Now, who all are coming from a non-programming background, guys? I strongly recommend just ignore it. If you are from the programming background, or if you are not from the programming background, you just relax and see it, how you will be learning the things over here. Okay. Now let's move on. Okay, now here, first we will see that what is Python. What is Python? See, Python is a programming language. Okay, it is a programming language. Now it is called as computer programming language. Okay, now why we need this? Why you have to need this? So in a simple nutshell manner, guys, so if I want to communicate with you, I need a language. Now you people are sitting in a different parts of the world and you are learning the things over here, right? And how I'm sitting in India and way back like hundreds and thousands of kilometers away from you people, like some are from the UK, some are from the US, some are from like there are like, you know, people are there who are different locations. I'm still sitting at my comfort zone in my place, in my house, and then I'm talking to you people over here, right? So now the question is how this is possible. Now I am able to talk to you and you are able to answer it. You are able to understand it. You are able to communicate with me. This is because of the language. That is, I am sitting down over here and I am communicating with all of you over here. Like this is my location and I'm communicating with you people who are, some people are sitting in the northern side, some people are sitting in the southern side, and some people are sitting in US, some people are sitting in UK over there. I'm able to communicate. Still, I'm able to communicate. So what will happen over here is, as we are moving forward, okay, as we are communicating, how this communication happens with the help of the language. Okay, there is a language through which now the communication is successful because the language which I am speaking and the language which you are understanding is the same. Okay, you are able to understand the language which I am speaking, and the same the vice versa also. The language which is understandable by you and the language which I'm speaking, this all is like an what you can say it as a common language which you can understand. So what will happen is, as we move forward, okay, now if I want to communicate with my computer, okay, if I want to communicate with my computer, this is me, I want to communicate with my laptop. Now till now I was using a language which is understandable by you and me, but now I want to communicate with my computer. So in order to communicate with my computer, I have to speak a language which is understandable by computer, as I'm speaking a language English which is understandable by you and me. And the same way, when I want to speak to the computer, I have to use a language which is understandable by my computer. This language, we call it as computer programming language. Okay, we call it as a computer programming language. This language is nothing but we use it as, there are many languages are there. There are like C, C++, Java, C#, and all these things will be coming under the, programming language. Okay, this is what comes under the programming language. Okay, now Why so many? Why so many? See, we need, like, as we have a different brands of the cars or bikes or all these things. This all just because of, there are, it's just a betterment. It is just a betterment. Okay, it is for the betterment of the, 1 second, guys, 1 second. Sorry, guys. So now, like, this is betterment. Like, C was having some drawbacks that is being rectified by C++. Now C++ was having the drawbacks that was rectified by Java and C Sharp and Python, and all these are the different languages we are having. Okay. Now the first thing is, the language is mainly used to communicate. Now when I want to communicate with some people like you all, then I use a language. This language is called as a communication language, like English, Telugu, Hindi, whatever, like Tamil, all these things I will use. Now, when it comes to the, when I want to communicate with the computer, I use the programming language. I use the programming language. What is that programming language? I'm going to use it is, computer programming language. Okay, that is what is called as computer programming language. What are those? These are the ones. Now the question is, how you are going to communicate? What is this programming language? Programming language, in a simple nutshell manner, it is group of instructions. Okay, it is the group of instructions which the computer has to perform. You are going to pass on the, how you communicate is, you will communicate in the form of instructions. Okay, you are going to communicate in the form of instructions. You will pass on these instructions to your programming language over here, like this. You are going to pass on these instructions to your programming language. Sorry, you are going to pass on these instructions to the computer using the programming language. Where you are going to pass on these instructions, where you will put these instructions. See, there is an editor will be there. Editor. Now, what is this editor? You may get the doubt that what is this editor? See, one simple thing, guys. Okay, if one thing I will give it a simple nutshell manner. Okay, a simple nutshell manner. If I want you to, I have a computer over here like this. I want to prepare a notes or a resume or a document. So where I will do it? I can't write it over here, right? So I have to open up an notepad over here, and then I have to do that. Either I will go with the Word or Notepad or WordPad, whatever. This is the application which is used to perform that, to write the documentation. Okay. In the same way, if you want to write the code, if you want to write the code, or if you want to write these instructions, what the computer has to do, we need an editor. And this editor is usually, we call it as IDE. This is called as integrated development environment. Integrated development environment. What is this IDE? So this IDE is nothing but how I showed you the notepad and the Word. The same way, it is an editor will be there where you will write the instructions over here. Okay. Now these instructions are what the computer has to do it. What the computer has to do. Now, while writing these instructions, you have to follow some rules. Okay, now a simple way. Okay, if I want to talk in English, okay, if I want to talk in English, I need to know some rules. A female is there, means I have to use the she. When the male is there, I have to use the he. And if the grammar, all these things are the rules which I have to follow while communicating in English. In the same way, when I'm communicating in the programming language, when I'm doing the communication in the programming language, then we call this one as we have to follow some rules while writing these instructions. Okay, first thing is, if you want to communicate to the computer, you will write, you will communicate in the form of instructions. These instructions we will write it in an editor. Okay, these instructions we write it in editor, and these in editors. Okay, these editors is called as IDE. IDE, that is an integrated development environment. Okay, now whatever you write it over here in this editor, okay, whatever you write it in this editor, everything should be following a rules. There will be some rules will be there. We have to follow those rules in order to write these instructions. Okay, these rules, whatever we follow while writing the instructions in the editor, this is called as syntax. What is the syntax? Syntax is nothing but the rules to follow while writing instructions in editor. IDE. IDE is nothing but, now you have to use the word IDE. IDE is integrated development environment, which is an editor. Now you may ask me, okay, this is good enough, sir. Can you show it where I will write this? Okay, I will show you. First is, just to recap, guys, see, the language is specially used to communicate between the two individuals. Okay, but when I want to communicate, I want to do the same type of communication between the computer and the human, I will use the computer programming language. And this computer programming language is nothing but your that C, C++, and Java. Now, this is the means through which you will communicate to the computer, but how it will happen in the reality. So we will write the instructions. Each instructions are nothing but you are commanding what to do. You are giving some instructions to the computer what to do. So that is what is the instruction. And these instructions, where I will write it? I will write it in an editor. I will write it in an editor. And these editors are called as IDE. IDE. Now, editor, as I told you, it is an application where you write the code. Okay, editor is nothing but you will write the code. Now, while writing the instructions, remember, while writing the instructions in the IDE, you have to follow some rules. You can't do it as you like. These rules are called as syntax. Okay, if you violate these rules while writing the instructions in the computer, if you violate the rules while you are if you violate the rules while you are writing the instructions, these are called as syntax errors. What is that? Syntax errors are nothing but violating the rules while writing the instructions. When you are not follow the rules, that is, you are not following the rules, you are making a mistake. Just a minute. Okay, now when you are violating the rules while writing the instructions is called as the syntax errors. Violating rules while writing, violating the rules while syntax errors. Okay, syntax errors. Now, now I will show, now you know this all. Now we know it everything. Now let's go to some professional terminology. Okay. Now remember this. When you write an instruction, Okay, you are writing an instruction. Why you write the instruction? To make the computer do whatever you want to do, right? So that you are going to make the computer request, you will request the computer to do whatever you want to do. That is called as instruction. While writing the instructions, we are going to follow some rules. In a simple nutshell manner, what is an instruction, guys? A command. Okay, a command or a task. Okay, so these are task oriented lines which follow some rules. Okay, task oriented lines which follow the rules. That is what is instruction. In a simple way, I'm using the different terminology. This instructions, yeah, this is a local language kind of. Now we are getting into more into a professional programming language. These instructions, okay, we are going to write it. These instructions will have some task. Definitely, now remember this, these instructions are nothing but task oriented lines. I will say that instructions are nothing but task oriented lines. These task oriented lines, okay, these task oriented lines, when we are, okay, these task oriented lines, when we are following some rules, we are writing these task oriented lines in the editor following some rules, are called as statements. Okay guys, we call this as statements. Statements is nothing but the task oriented lines, task oriented lines, okay, in an editor is called state. Okay, is called state. Now this group of, there is first statement, second statement, third statement. A group of statements will be there together. A group of statements together is called as a program. Program is nothing but group of statements is called as program. Okay, now you know the some important terminology, guys. First one is, you know what is a programming language? Yes, you know what is a programming language. It is a means of communicating with the computer. Programming language is a language which is used to communicate with the computer. First thing. So in order to communicate with the computer, we have the programming language C, C++, Java, C Sharp, Python. Now next one is instruction. What is an instruction? Task oriented lines. Instructions are nothing but the task oriented lines. And this, how, what are these instructions? Instructions is how you communicate with the computer is through instructions. You will pass one instruction after the other, and then you will ask the computer to do those things. These instructions are nothing but task oriented lines in an editor. Okay, these instructions are written, the instructions we write in editor, and these editors are called as IDE. IDE. And while writing these instructions, okay, which is a task oriented lines, we have to follow some rules. These rules are called as syntax. When you are violating the rules, we call it as a syntax error. Okay, and when these instructions, which are task oriented lines which follow the rules, and that is which follow the rules in an editor, is called as a statement. That is, task oriented lines in an editor is called as statements. Now these statements together, that is one statement, one instruction, second instruction, third instruction, together, a group of statements together is called as a program.